A couple years ago, I had the best St. Patrick's Day of my life. But then it turned into the worst and I lost everything. So, I'm a singer songwriter and performer, and I've been street performing for years. And a couple years ago, I street performed on St. Patty's Day in Columbia, Missouri, whenever I used to live there. Now I live near Hillsborough, Missouri with my parents because everything kind of fell apart. 90% of it was my fault, making the wrong choices and bad habits and just being around um, other people with bad habits. But basically, I would street perform as Z-Man the Vegan. I still do. That's his whole channel. Z-Man the Vegan is my stage persona, a superhero. So I put on all green and I go play my music. And on St. Patrick's Day this year, a couple of years ago, it started off great. This was like one of the best street performing sessions I've had. I've had better ones and just as good ones, but it was really good. So I was playing, I was in all green, and I'm pretty sure, well, actually, I know for a fact, people were just loving the all green. Like, a lot of them probably thought that I was in all green because it was St. Patty's Day, even though do it every single day. Back then, I was busking pretty much every single day. And so some people would walk by and be like, oh, hey, nice, like St. Patty's Day get up. And then I'd be like, oh, I do this every day. And I think they'd be confused, like, what? You celebrate St. Patrick's Day every day. But it was good. Like, people were tipping me a lot. I got tipped actually a 6-pack of some really nice beer or lager or something. But it was very strong. And back then, I had the bad habit or a drinking problem. I was drinking a lot. And yeah, so I didn't really hold back or have self-control in a sense. I mean, I thought I was doing fine, but I also didn't eat much that day. In that time of my life, I wasn't making the best choices, having the best eating habits or sleeping habits. It was just going to work and then all my spare time performing music or band practice and drinking. And I wouldn't even have enough money for food some weeks for myself, or at least adequate food. So like I would get drunk easier because I wasn't eating as much, and it was just a horrible cycle of everything and spending money on alcohol whenever I should have been spending it on food for myself. And so there I was, like the streets are packed in Columbia, Missouri, like one of the busiest days that I've performed. One of them, because I mean the streets get packed there a lot. I don't know, it might have been busier, but it was pretty busy. So lots of people everywhere, and like getting tips and getting tipped beer, and I'm drinking and having a good time, and I'm playing music, and it's going really well. And then this guy walked up. He called himself Loki at first. Like, eventually I realized, like, I thought he was kind of joking at first or just speaking artistically, or I don't know. You meet people on the streets and like artists and stuff, and some of them just like like they say stuff but you don't take them seriously. But eventually, after getting to know this guy like months later, I realized he's got some mental illness or something. Like, I don't know, I think it's bipolar disorder and schizophrenia or something. I don't know what it was. He was a good guy. He really was. So I met this guy. He walks up to me. He actually tipped me $20 and like was listening to me play music, and he just had like a really like loving energy, really, and supportive. And he's wearing like colorful stuff. Like, I was vibing with him. And then he tells me he's Loki, and he starts going on these tangents of talking about stuff that doesn't really seem like it's in reality and certain things. But I'm just listening because I mean, I don't know. He's a human being for one. I'm connecting to him beyond whatever he's experiencing from his perception. And I met a lot of people that just kind of, other people would classify them as off or like weird in society, but they're just human beings and they just look at things differently. They articulate things differently. But so basically, I saw past that, connected with this guy. And after playing music, I sat down and drank a beer, and then I kept playing more music, but then the night gets fuzzy because I don't remember what happened. I was blackout drunk from then on. And so I was out there for hours apparently, but basically I woke up the next morning on my couch and there's a slice of bread on my chest, and then I sit up, it falls over under the ground, and I see there's my microwave plate, the plate that's inside my microwave is on the floor. I'm like, okay, what the hell happened last night? How did I even get home alive? Why is there bread all over me and a microwave plate on the floor? And then I sit up and I'm like, wait. I think my roommate at the time came out like, made a joke. He was sarcastic guy, funny guy. I mean, not mean. He would just say stuff that was like a smart ass, but I found it funny. It was just his humor. But he said something like, "Oh, you still alive?" or I don't know. But I sit up and then I realized instantly I don't know where my guitar is at. I'm like, wait, where's my guitar? And then I run to the other room, it's not there. I run around the house, it's not there. I run downtown, it's nowhere downtown. And so I couldn't find my guitar. I posted on Reddit, and actually a lot of people saw me that night because it's like a lot of people were like messaging me or commenting on it. Somebody emailed me and sent me a video of me performing my guitar at like 3 a.m. that night. And I was completely horrible. I was so blackout drunk. It was probably the worst performance that I have on camera that I know of. I mean, I know I've done that before, played music drunk and just done so bad. But this was really bad. It was like, just imagine the worst slurring and falling over and just like completely off key and almost screaming, just, ah! It was bad. But this guy's like, I saw you. This was you at like 3 a.m. I guess you still had your guitar then. But that's all I had. And like a lot of people saw that post. It was really embarrassing. It was eye-opening, but then again, it wasn't. It took a while for it to sink in. I mean, it hit me and I adjusted my behavior, then I fell back into drinking a lot, and then a bunch of other stuff happened and my life kept spiraling down and down. And I also made the poor choice of like reducing my hours at work so I could go street perform more, which, I mean, it's my passion. I could have done it better. I could have done it better and smarter and not spiraled down and gone crazy and just like given up on those a lot of things and just let it fall down. Eventually it got so bad that like, I mean, I literally got ran over by a car and almost died. And then I quit for a little bit and I started back up drinking again. But even whenever I started back up drinking again, well, no, it started to go down again even after that. But not like as bad. It was just like steadily going down. I just couldn't get a job again. And my car broke and I was living in a hotel. And so I moved back in with my parents. And here I am a couple years later. I barely drink at all now. I'm very, very grateful for that. Thank you, God, or reality, or my younger self for making the right choices. I barely drink now, like once or twice a year, if that, and I'm consistently staying at my job until I'm consistently making more money. Like, I'm being more responsible in that sense. And I just feel healthier and better. I've matured more. I've healed a lot from the pain and certain things that caused those poor choices back then, and I've grown past my addiction. So I just wanted to share that story because it's St. Patrick's Day, and you know, if anybody's out there struggling with drinking or anything that's an addiction that's holding you back, I just wanted to share that story because I grew from it. Here I am. I'm much better. I survived. I might have lost a couple guitars along the way, because that's not the only time I lost a guitar after getting drunk. That was just the more exciting story that has more to it. The other one, I just went downtown and I was drunk and I had my guitar and I wasn't even blackout drunk, but I realized too late. I was like, wait, I left my guitar downtown. And then I went down there and it was gone. So, but I was almost blackout drunk that time too. I drink too much, and I'm glad that I no longer do that. So my life spiraled down, was in a hotel, eventually couldn't really afford that either, so I moved in with my parents, and since then, like, it's been years now, 3 years or so, almost 4. Time flies by so much, but I'm glad that I've been consistent. I haven't just sat here at my parents' house for 4 years doing nothing. I've had a job. I've been working on YouTube and music and all types of stuff. I mean, all types of stuff, man. Freaking superhero saga that I'm writing with whole series. I've actually played a lot more shows where I'm getting paid, so I've grown a lot. And yeah, I was just thinking back today because it's St. Patrick's Day. Every single day in St. Patrick's Day, I always think of that day of the best St. Patrick's Day that turned into the worst one. And that's really the point of my life where everything spiraled to rock bottom, further than my original rock bottom. It can keep going lower. I mean, there is no official rock bottom, I think. But just like there's no official high top. That's not it. No one says that. Well, I just said that. I just made it up. So how about you? You have any St. Patrick's Day stories? Have you conquered any drinking problems, or do you know anybody, or I don't know, have you ever got blackout drunk? Those are usually embarrassing stories. You don't have to share that. But that was my story. I've grown from it. And here I am. Thanks for watching. For the animals, woo! Oh yeah, I just got off work. That's why I'm wearing my work shirt, all that, my name tag. Anyway, thanks for watching. For the animals, woo!